Hello, and welcome back to Sakuramoyu, and let's get started with today's read-through. I literally just alt-tabbed from work, and it's fucking time. From early on in the recording, I'll be pausing once in a while. I'm actually also in the middle of some chores, but I really want to get started reading. I'm alone. Truly alone this time. How much time had passed since Kuro left the room? I still don't have the Yuki to use this Maho.
違う。私はこんな魔法だなんて望んでいない。
Only Kuro's voice, broken by tears, mixed with the sound of many ticking seconds, continued to echo in my ears. Yeah, you're right. Kuro couldn't possibly sozo something like this. The Maho was clutched in my hidarite. The Maho I envisioned with Kuro. It should be the Maho needed to grant my wish. Because my own Suzoruku wasn't enough, I borrowed this power of your kokoro, holding your hand. This is the Maho I alone assembled. If I just use it, Kuro's permission isn't even necessary anymore. As something I arbitrarily created by using Kuro's kokoro, which held the authority to give my Maho permission. And yet... What's wrong? What's wrong with me? Why have I been sitting here doing nothing? Why don't I use the Maho? Isn't this the Maho I obtained even by making Kuro cry like that? But... Doshite? Endlessly. More slowly. All I'm doing is letting my thoughts wander. Yeah, I'm not even thinking anymore. It's pure white. My mind, my head, both utterly blank. I couldn't think of anything. Why can't I muster the Yuki to put just a little chikara into these fingertips? Steel yourself. I pressed the Maho against my temple. Is he gonna do Persona? What the fuck? No, but seriously, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna shoot himself so he could revive? No way. He did think about, like, even reviving her wouldn't automatically fix the problem. So there's something else going on. What exactly is the Maho that Taiga thought about? What did he think would fix the problem? This is the only way. This is all I have left. The only kibble remaining for me is this one thing. I bit my lip. Only with this Maho can I change the present. Can I save Haru's life? Therefore, I had no other choice. Gomen, Kuro. If Haru lied to me for some reason and used me to fulfill her own yume, honmono yume, which is still unknown, then I, too, use Kuro. This is a kiseki to revive a human life, let alone girls chosen by Asai-san. I couldn't possibly manifest such power. That's why I use your chikara. If I couldn't do it alone, then together. Because you told me that. Because you wish for us to have that kind of relationship. That's why you and I, created the Maho that you would never permit with both our powers. Gomenne, Kuro. I have so much to apologize for you too. I'm truly sorry. I had no other path now. I had no power to think of any other way. No matter how many people I make cry, no matter if it leads to me crawling through the depths of hell, even so, I wish to get her back. Hiragi Haru. I love that girl. I want to bring her back her smile once more. And for that, I believe this Mao is the absolute best way. Muttering to myself as I'm making excuses. A deep breath. What I'm about to do must not be seen by anyone. No. I have to deal with the aftermath. Then such consideration is meaningless anyway. I close my eyelids. Enough. I thought enough. Steel yourself. Pray. Offer a prayer that can be said to be for anyone. And once it's done, let's begin. Wishing for a kiseki, believing in Kibo. The Maho awakens. With the Saigo no Maho you and I created together. Alright, here I go. To get back the person I cherish. Ore, I'll perish again and again. I put strength into my fingertips. A sharp sound, like thunder, tore through everything. The Maho no Dangan, meant to shoot through this Akumu of a world, shot through my life. Seriously personaed, man. When I next awoke, I was inside a densha. In my palm, the Mao was still clutched. Beside me sat the Chisai no Yoru no Kami-sama. The Kami-sama said, Taiga, you imagine some truly incredible Maho, and shook their small head weakly.
その魔法は対象の今を殺すことができるものだ。
The Chisai no Yoru no Kami-sama, Nana-chan, spoke to me. The creator of the Maho, as if to correct my understanding of its effects. As if to question if I truly understood what that was. How does Nana-chan know the effects of my Maho, which I just sozo?
私を誰だと思ってるのかな。夜の神様だよ。夜に関することなら、ある程度は分かってしまうんだよ。
Wow, she's finally accepting her role as the Yoru no Kami-sama. Remember that she's always like, I'm not that, I'm not. But now she's really doing it. It must be serious enough that warrants her to use her actual role. That's strange, Nana-chan. You always tell me not to call you Kami-sama. I gave a wry smile, and I gazed at the shape of the Mao held in my left hidaride. A 6-shot revolver. What's known as... We get it. It's a revolver. The muzzle, which had just consumed one of his 6 loaded rounds, was slightly warm. The fire dangan. It should have mercilessly destroyed my body, my head. Yet here I am now. Only my soul is here.
死んだ人間はみんな私と出会ってしまうんだよ。
Wait, he did literally kill himself? What the hell? Nana-chan said.
そして私の列車に乗って最後の駅に向かうことになる。そこから天国だったり地獄だったり、そのどちらでもない場所だったり、進みたい場所に進みたいようにあなたたちは進むことになるんだよ。人生の終わりと始まりの場所、時の終着駅に死者の命を連れて行く。それが私と私の列車の仕事の一つ。
Sumari, I'm.
大河は、奏大河は死亡した。
He literally did kill himself.
その手に握った拳銃で、自ら頭を撃ち抜いたんだよ。春の命を救い出すため、自らその命を手放してしまった。
Okay. Now what? Nana-chan suddenly averted her gaze from me and said,
だから今、大河はこうして、この列車に乗っている。私と一緒に。
The Densha moves forward. Steel wheels glide along its tracks, feeling those sounds and vibrations throughout my whole body. And with a body I've already lost, I pretend to feel the presence of Yoru. I gaze at the flowing scenery outside the window, as if a video were playing in reverse. The scenery rewinds.
だけど、今の大河は少し違う。
Nana-chan says,
本来なら、死者である大河を、私は終着駅にまで送り届けなければならない。そして、次の場所に向かう大河を送り出さなければならない。はずだった。
supposed to?
だけどね、大河。あなたのその手の中にある魔法が、例外を作り出してしまってる。
Right now, we're in the middle of a tubby. To fulfill your yume standing right in the middle of your maho, Nana-chan said.
あなたたちの魔法とは、誰もが持ち得るはずの想像力だ。それはつまり、あえて甘いばかりの言葉で着飾るのなら、思いの力、そんな力が、誰かを思うという、ただそれだけの力が、決まり事までねじ曲げようとしているだなんて。あなたのことを思う夜の住人と心を重ねてしまったから。あなたを思うあの子と一緒に魔法を作ってしまったから。だからこんな例外も起こり得てしまうのかな。つくづくあなたたちの心は予想不可能というか、恐ろしいまでに、愚かなくらいにまっすぐだ。見ていて気が気でないよ。ハラハラさせられてばっかりだ。
Nana-chan sighs.
一度魔法を始めてしまったのなら、もう後戻りはできないだろうけれど、せめてここから先は慎重に行動してほしいよ、タイガー。
Carefully. Sumari, what does that mean? To me, who asked that, Nana-chan says,
これから始まるあなたの世界に対して、私があの子の代わりに、タイガー、あなたに覚悟を問おうと思う。
I tilted my head. Kaku? Ass?
そうだよ。誰かがあなたに問いかける必要があるんだって思う。これからあなたが立ち向かおうとしているものに対して、あなたはどれだけの覚悟を持って臨めるのかということを。
By putting it into words, one by one, giving it form and confirming it, I will organize the necessary knowledge and mental preparation.
なぜならタイガー、私はこの魔法をあなたには絶対成功させてほしいから。タイ 大河は大河で思うところもあるだろうと感じるよ。こんなところで私の話を聞くよりも早く春を助けに行きたいよね。先を急ぐ気持ちだって理解できるよ。でもね、そんな時だからこそ焦ってこけてしまったりしないよう、私にあなたの中の覚悟を問わせてほしいんだよ。
Instead of replying, I nodded deeply.
今、ここでおさらいしておくべき最優先事項その1。
Nachan raised her index finger.
その拳銃は撃ち抜く対象の現在を破壊する。そして使用者を過去の時間へと巻き戻してしまう。それがその魔法の効果だね。
Okay. Rewind. Nachan said it meant redoing one's life.
それは大雑把に言えばタイムスリップとかそういった事情に類似する。
So he has a limited, essentially something like a limited return by that, I guess. Except he has, there's no concept, same point. Like, I don't know how much time he gets each time he shoots himself. Like, how much time he, well, they'll probably explain it.
その魔法の効果を上手に利用できたなら、確かに春の命を救うことは可能だろうね。
The scene I envisioned to save Haru was exactly that. I still don't know what Haru's Saiga no Maho truly is, but I can at least imagine that Haru's Maho is causing the worst possible outcome. That's why I want to go back to before I gave Haru permission. I regret it. That I gave Haru permission. That I didn't even properly investigate Haru's Maho.
だからね、タイガ。この列車は今、あなたをその日、その時、その瞬間に運んでいるんだよ。あなたの魔法が、その弾丸が、そのための切符の代わりなんだ。
I like how his Maho essentially works within the mechanics of this sort of thing. So it's believable rather than literal magic. He just goes back in time. More like, based on established mechanics, he just ends up traveling to the past with Nana-chan's help.
だけどこの世界はいつも程よく底意地が悪い。いつも、どこでも、どんな時でも、何に対しても助裁なく、便利なだけの魔法など、この世界には存在しないんだよ。その魔法にはいくつかの注意点がある。
I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
跳躍を可能にするのは過去へのみ。未来へは向かえない。言うなれば、その弾丸は一方通行の片道切符といったところだよ。そしてその拳銃は、時間跳躍の性質は、たった今口にした自分の言葉を否定するようだけど、タイムスリップと一概には言い難いものだとも言える。どちらかといえば、タイムリープに似た類だね。
What's the difference again between those two? Time slip and time leap. The difference?
タイムスリップは、時の旅行者そのものが過去へと飛ぶ現象を指す。その特徴としては、同じ時代、同じ時間軸、そういった時の舞台に、同じ人物が同時に存在してしまうといったパラドックスに陥る危険と、常に寄り添わなければならないということ。一方タイムリープは、旅行者の意識のみを過去へと跳躍させるケースを指す。簡単に言えば、現在の記憶を持ったまま、過去の自分自身に戻るんだ。
Oh, the Steins Gate thing. Okay, I get it now. This handgun's Maho falls under the ladder.
そういうことだね。
Wait. Something weird's happening. My OBS acting weird just now. Anyway.
タイムスリップよりはタイムリープの方が過去に生きる自分自身と出会ってしまうといったリスクを冒さなくて済む分、安全性は高いのではないかと個人的には思うよ。
I see. If that's the case, is this Maho safe, despite his appearance?
どちらかといえばという話だよ。完璧に安全なものなど何もない。そう構えているくらいの方がいいって思う。これからは。
I feel the heavy, solid sensation in my hand. A handgun. Originally, as something designed to officially take human lives. Just the slight pressure of my index finger, a negligible effort, can easily destroy a person. A terrifyingly sharp intent in its weight. But this handgun in my hand is something that, by offering just one life, might be able to save someone else's life, or even many lives in return. Because it's something that can destroy time, and perhaps correct mistakes. Am I okay? Can I do this? Can I say Haru with this Maho? And can I become like a hero? Can I become like that person I always admired? Despite having lost a dear friend, as was a senpai once before, with these very feelings, I found myself shamelessly thinking that again.
タイガ、ここからだよ。
At Nanachan's voice, I looked up.
ここから先が重要なんだ。あなたに覚悟を問うのはここからだよ。わざわざその魔法を作った張本人に投げかけるにはあまりにも今更なんだろうけれど、私はあなたにまずは少々ややこしいことを話さなきゃならないみたいだ。まずタイガ、あなたがその拳銃でその頭を撃ち抜いた時間を基本地点の A とするね。
Nanachan raises her index finger and says,
この魔法で過去へと戻り、何かこの基本世界 A に至るまでの筋道とは違う言動行動をどこかの瞬間に重ねてしまった場合、その瞬間、即座に世界は枝分かれする。
branches off.
原因と結果というやつだね。何事にも原因があって、それ相応の結果がある。そういうものだよ。
This world, this time, they overlap in that way. The law of causality?
ああ、そうだね。あなたたちの間では、そう呼ばれることもあるね。
Nanachan gives a small laugh, as if to say, I know a lot.
そうして細かく枝分かれして出来上がるのは、この A の世界とよく似た。けれど、作用点となる人物が重ねる行動次第で、全くの別物である B の世界が出来上がる。パラレルワールドという言葉を一度は聞いたことがあると思う。
Yeah. I nodded, and I managed to naturally smile. I never thought in my lifetime. No, this current life has already ended, hasn't it? Anyway, to have to bring up such words and seriously discuss them, I hadn't considered it at all.
そうだろうね。
Nanachan even gave a small smile.
あなたたちは何かと理解できないもの、不思議なもの、不可思議なもの、そういったものたちと距離を取りたがる生き物だからね。でも、よかった。
Huh?
ようやく少し笑ったね。大河がこの列車に乗ってきた時は驚いたよ。普通の死人よりもっと死人みたいに真っ青な顔してたから。
Is that so? Was my face that
し
lightless?
てたよ、すごく。さっきカップ麺にお湯を注いだばかりだったの忘れちゃうくらい。ほら見てよ、のびのびだよ。もったいない。
Nachan stared at the cup of mint that had gone completely soggy, lamenting in a regretful voice. These are already inedible. Such high standards for cup of mint, man. Such high standards.
幼馴染の女の子が死んでしまった。笑えるはずもないのは仕方のないことだけど、心配だったんだ。
The dead meet Nana-chan. So, did Haru come here? I had asked Nana-chan that first, but the answer was as expected. She hasn't come. Does it mean Haru's life swallowed by the Akumu was wiped from existence without leaving even a trace?
心が疲れてしまったら、どころか壊れてしまいでもしたら、誰かのことを助けるなんて、そんなのとてもじゃないけど、だからまずは自分を大切にしてほしいとは、今のあなたには口が裂けても言えないのかもしれないけれど。
とにかく、Nana-chan says,
パラレルワールド。今ここの世界と、それはどこかよく似ていて、しかし、どこか確実に違ってしまっている、もう一つの世界。それは、ほんの些細なことで、いくらでも生まれ、まるで際限もないかのように広がっていく。例えば、
This morning, because it felt like a waste to ride my new detentia, I walked to school. Or I joyfully cut through the wind on my brand new detentia and headed to school. Do I choose the former? Do I choose the latter? Or do I choose nothing at all?
たったそれだけのことでも、ほら、世界は二つ、いや、三つも出来上がる。この世界は、まさにカオスだよ。理論も法則も、思いも、言葉も現象も、すべて入り乱れては、絡まり合って、一つの舞台を成している。そして、そのようにして世界は、今を生きている命のその心の数だけ、何十、何百、何千と、この瞬間にも際限なく増え続けていっていることになる。ここまではまあ、あなたたちが好きな映画や小説などによく見られる、ごくありふれた時間旅行の性質なのだとも言えるだろうけれど。
Nana-chan suddenly paused there, but she immediately continued. She lowered her eyes and let out a small, thin breath that resembled a sigh.
問題なのは、その拳銃では、すでに決定してしまった未来は変えられない。それこそが大問題なんだよ。そこにこそ、あなたの覚悟は試される。
What exactly constitutes as decided future? I look at the gun at my palm.
改めるよ、タイガ。その拳銃の力では、春を、すでに死んでしまった柊春の命を救うことは、決してできない。
What was the point of us going back then? I can never save Hiragi Haru's inochi. Nana-chan said it was one of those outcomes that could never be overturned, no matter the exception, no matter the form of Iseki, no matter what. With this Maho, I can't save Haru, I mutter. There's no reset in life. That's the most basic of basics. It might be an absolute, unchangeable rule that even Kami-sama himself might not be able to alter. Indeed, Tashikuni. Haru won't come back anymore. She can't come back, no matter how much I grieve. no matter how much I wail, no matter how much I cry out. That absolutely won't change. Yes. At the base point, name A.
さっきパラレルワールドの話題を出したけど、私が問題視したいのはその点なんだよ。私たちが今こうして話し合っている基本の世界。仮に A と名付けたこの地点。ここで生きていた大河が大河自身の時間を撃ち殺し、過去へと跳躍する。そのために魔法の引き金を引いた。これから大河が到達するそこで、春をうまく救済できたとしよう。何事もなく、邪魔も入らず、柊春に降りかかる死の運命に打ち勝てたとしよ
う。Let's say I managed to triumph over the fate of that the malicious world imposes over that battle.
だがその時点で、過去を変えた大河は、大河の時間は、大河の世界は、即座に新たな B の世界へと分岐することとなる。そして問題なのは、覚悟を問うのは、ここからだよ大河。
Nana said.
私が問題視しているのは、その拳銃を使い、春を助け出した大河は、この A 地点の世界には、どうあがいても帰ってくることは叶わない。ということなんだ。
But does it matter? I mean, sure, the other timeline just continues, but like, if you who went back, would you care? I actually don't think you'd care about the other timeline at that point because you're no longer in the other world line, so.
それはつまり、今ここ、A 地点の柊春は永遠に死亡したままだ。A の彼女が生き返るというようなことはない。
Haru is eternally. I narrow my eyes. Eternally dead as she is.
ああ、そうだね。大河がその魔法を使い、柊春を救済できたという時間を作り上げられたとしても。
You know what I think they're trying to get at is that in the world A, no matter what, Hiragi Haru is always dead. But if he was able to create world B, and Hiragi Haru is saved. What makes the branch of world B is Hiragi Haru being safe, then that should be fine.
その行動力は今 A 地点においては何の影響下にも属することがない。奏大河が柊春を救い出せたという B 地点のパラレルワールド。そこであなたたちはもしかしたら幸福に生きていけるのかもしれないけれど。
But what's the color here?
だけど、その裏側でバッドエンドに落とされてしまった A 地点の時間も同時に並走するかのような時間の速度で存在し続けている。
This world that contains the ending where Hiragi Haru committed suicide. No matter what I do in the past, no matter what magic intervention point I engrave.
どこまでもどこまでもただただ陰鬱な様相をはらみ、柊春と奏大河という二人の人間が死んでしまったと、そういう事実が刻まれたこの世界もまた永遠に続いてく。
Again, the way I think of it is like if you already time leap, the consciousness from the current timeline wouldn't really care. I mean, unless they develop some sort of mechanism that there's some consequences because you came from another world line and you go to another world line. But let's say they introduce a mechanic that there's some consequences if you move from one world line to another. But right now it feels as if like I don't care because the you who went back is the you who will go to the other world line if you're able to branch off.
あなたも同じなんだよ、大河。春と同じ。あなたは A 地点ではすでに死人だ。奏大河は夢の寝床の一室で 自ら頭を打ち抜いて絶命した。あなたのことを支えてくれていた者たちに、いろいろな後処理と、どうしようもないやるせなさを残して、あなたは言った。
You know what? I know it's a cruel thing. I mean, he did a cruel thing. But, you know, you don't exist in that world anymore. So what can you do? The only thing that the only time it becomes very cruel is if there's is such a person or being that crosses through world lines and they are able to experience the world line where they saw Kanade Taiga die, you know, and they moved to another world line where the original Taiga from the original timeline, the world line came from. You know, it's really messed up. But like, is there anyone like that aside from Nana-chan? As far as I know, there isn't any. So you know. Wait. Okay, I'm back. Hours later, because well, I ended up like eating dinner and a streamer I watched just went online. He's still streaming, but like, I don't know. We could still do 2 hours worth of content today. All right, let's continue.
There aren't many who can sense the presence of Mahoi there. Only a suicide victim whose reasons is unknown remains. Because naturally, I pulled the trigger without explanation leading up to the result. Such a result at point A will continue to exist and change, no matter how much I try to alter the past. Asai-san, Toya. Their faces flash before my eyes. What have I done? Simply because I wanted to save Haru as soon as possible. Yet I agonized and hesitated so much. By the time I pulled the trigger, I couldn't see anything but my objective. I'm horrified now by what I've done. It's not like you could ever interact with time. I mean, if he doesn't change anything, he still ends up interacting with time. Wait, how does that work? If you don't change anything and you're still in control of your actions, would that be like resulting to like timeline C? You know, at a later point where instead of shooting yourself, you just doesn't that introduce like a fucking no. At some point, there's gonna be a branch offline because he still has the magic handgun at this point, right? You know what? This is the problem with timing wimey stuff, because there is like, if his consciousness went back, right? Yet, despite his consciousness coming back, he still has access to the magic handgun. So he could skip. He could choose to, you know, continue. He could choose to not shoot himself. You know, if he feels super guilty, but obviously he's not going to do that. But like, let's say he decides, okay, I'm so guilty, I no longer want to save Haru. So it still ends up Haru committing suicide, and then he gets to the point, the same time in the original timeline where instead of like shooting himself, you know, that's already, I guess, world line C. Whatever. You know what? Let's continue. Well, their point of reference is if Haru is saved or not, so let's not make it too complicated. But like, Na-chan is right. I committed suicide without any warning. Didn't even leave a note. Without any consultation. Without any explanation. Well, the only other person who's aware would be Kuro, because she saw his what he wants to do is with Maho. That's why she went away, because she couldn't like accept him. He wants that kind of Maho. At the very least, Asai-san and Toya would feel that way. Which one? Who would be the first to discover me? Toya. Toya! Onegai! Onegai! Don't open the door to my room. God, please. Kami-sama. Onegai, don't let Toya see my corpse. I wanted to hold my head, grit my teeth, and though I act as if my chest is aching, I'm the worst. Saiteda. I'm utterly hopeless. Though I view my own life as something somewhat trivial, I use Maho without giving a second thought to the people I left behind. I'm sorry. Gomenasai, Asai-san. My heart and my life, which you were supposed to have saved. Yet, I let that go so easily. What must those two have thought? Surprise? Anger? Or astonishment? Had they come to hate me? To the very end, forever, all I feel is disgust for my utterly selfish self. I want to go back. I want to redo it. Just 1 hour is fine. At least, after I've told them the situation. You're gonna shoot yourself again right now? Jesus, bro. Or you could at least try to live out until you get to 1 hour before that point. You know, you went back in time just so you could regret what you just did. And then you could just tell them, oh, yeah, I came from the future and I'll shoot myself. I know that's also awfully self-centered. An awfully self-centered thought and assertion, but no matter how much I lament, no matter how much I pretend to regret, it's already over. There's no going back. The worst me remains the worst. The result of making a mistake remains a mistake. Regret, self-loathing, the sin I committed, and the slander and defamation that will surely follow. All of it. Zenbu. I must carry it all without ever wiping it away. We continue living. That is the bare minimum promise of life. That's right. That indeed is the price of the Maho I chose.
Taiga.
Yeah, I can't be held to Taiga things like this, but like, you know, I'm at a point where, you know, well, okay, he kind of shot himself because he felt like he's the very sensitive type. Like I said earlier, like the moment you get back, you go back in time, there's no way you're interacting with that world timeline. That may be the original Asai-san and Toya you met, but like, I mean, you could choose to live out life so you could get back to that Asai-san, but if you're dedicated to your original reason to go back in time, those guys on the older timeline, unless they're aware of capable, you know, other timelines and being able to interact with other timelines, it doesn't matter anymore, you know. But this is Taiga we're talking about. He's worrying about these sort of things. It's probably not meant to be the final push, but to this foolish me, utterly lacking foresight, Nana-chan presses even harder, questioning my resolve, asking if I can truly bear that price.
あなたがここで死に、そして過去へと戻った心が、一度で春を救済できればまだいい。だけど、もしも失敗してしまったら。
I mean, you still have 5 bullets. Fail?
ああ、そうだよ。大河が春を救済し、この宇宙に、この世界の中に、新しい世界を作り上げることができた場合、しかしそうして生まれ、成長した B の世界に生きている柊春も、あの夜以降、また何らかの理由で死亡してしまったとしたら。
You mean the phenomenon that she will always die?
like a constant, like you know how there's also that time travel phenomenon that, let's say they're quote unquote destined to die, they will always die in no matter what. You know the thing that happens in Steins Gate when Mayushi like fucking dies no matter how many times Okabe just goes back. So he decides to go back even further.
あるいは大河が春を助けようとしているその最中に何か想像を絶するような大問題が起き、結果春が A 地点とは違う死に方をしてしまったら、
If she were to be killed by some malicious something that could be called fate,
春は
ume,
ある意味では二度死ななければならないこととなる。そんなのはきっと到底受け入れられるものではない。結果どうなる？その拳銃に込められている弾丸は残り5発だよね。タイガ、あなたはどうすると思う？
I'd use Maho again, perhaps. Then, there's a possibility I'd make Asahi-san and Toya at point B feel the same way as the two at point A.
改めるよタイガ。今のタイガはこの最初の A 地点に納得できないから一度目の魔法を使った。
I'd used up one bullet.
そして過去へと干渉し、時間を別の可能性へと B へと成長させようとしている。それが今あなたが選択しようとしている行動だよ。だけどそれも納得のいく結果とならなかった場合、あなたはまた魔法を使うだろう。一度失敗すれば二度目の魔法、二度目が失敗してしまえば三度目を。その弾薬が尽きるまで何度も何度も納得できる結果にたどり着くため、その魔法を使い続けていくことだろう。
By the way, I really liked it. They limited the number of times he can go back to the past. Because a lot of time travel stories, you know, they don't have like some outright limitation until like some further point in the story. But like here, you straight up start out with you only have like 5 shots left. I like the stakes, you know, having a feeling of scarcity that you can't just go back and keep going back and keep going back. Anyway, I bit my lip. And it's there at my fingertips. How many times would I have to use Mao from now on? Each time, I had to keep paying the price for magic, recklessly scattering despair across worlds that branched off. My stomach hurt. The center of my body, which I should have already lost, throbbed with pain.
だからねタイガ、せめてあなたがその魔法の引き金を引いてしまったことを必要以上に思い詰めてほしくはないと私は思ってる。確かに悲しむ者はいるだろう。誰にも理解されることはないかもしれない。あなたのことをよく知りもしない赤の他人があなたのことを口汚く罵ることだってあるかもしれない。
Yeah. Perhaps deep down, I wish for that. I felt as if nothing would work out, unless someone scolded me for being so useless.
だけど私は知ってるよ。ちゃんとわかってる。私とあなたの相棒は知っている。ちゃんと見てるよ。あなたがどんな思いでその魔法を使ったのかを。 ごめんね、タイガ。だからこそ私は何度でもあなたに覚悟を問わなくちゃいけない。タイガはきっとこれから納得がいくまで何度でもその魔法を使って過去を改変するための原因を作り出そうとするはずだ。するとその度に世界が一つ、また一つ増えてしまうこととなる。その場合、失敗したパラレルワールドの、例えば A と B の世界の春は死んでしまったまま放置されてしまう。
By the way, since Nana-chan is capable of like doing time travel herself, or rather, she is part of the vehicle that allows time travel for people in this universe. Doesn't that mean she's capable of observing like different timelines? But I don't think she could do it simultaneously, though. Or maybe she does, because that's why she was able to say something like, "I've been watching you, so I was able to. That's why I'm aware of your what was going in your mind during that time, and all that."
いたずらに作り上げられた時間は、しかし失敗したと判断されてしまえば、そのままに捨て置かれてしまう。と、ある種の道徳論を持ち出せば、口うるさい正義感を振り回してしまえば、こんな風に少し意地の悪い言い方をしなきゃいけない。
Yeah, I nodded, saying, "I know."
タイガは何度時間をやり直そうと、やり直した時間は隣り合わせでどこまでも存在し続ける。その魔法はね、タイガ。未来は変えられないけれど、過去は変えられる。そういう特性を持った魔法なんだよ。だけど今なら、タイガ、まだ A の地点しか時間が発生していない。今ならば。
A Dansha whistle blew. The Dansha speed gradually slowed.
次の駅で下車しなければ。諦めるなら、柊春という存在が死亡するのは、ただの一度だけで済む。
She only died once. The Dansha gradually slowed down. I felt its vibrations.
その魔法を使い、過去へと飛べば、タイガは春の死を何度も目撃することになるかもしれない。春を助けるための魔法のつもりが、いつの間にか何度も春を殺してしまう結果につながってしまうかもしれない。タイガ、あなたにそれが耐えられるのか、覚悟を問いたい。性格は才能なんだよ。優しい心の持ち主には荷が重すぎる。いつかあなたの心は壊れてしまうよ。
Bro, the mere fact that he already felt very awful, he felt like the worst. We're thinking about Toya and Asai-san in Time World Line A, man. Him having to deal with that repeatedly. He'll break so bad, man. He'll break so bad. I can't help but feel that way. Just as Nana-chan finished speaking, the Dansha lurched violently and stopped.
到着だね。
Nana-chan said.
ここで下車すれば、タイガは過去へとたどり着く。あなたが最初のページを作り出した、春を救済するための物語の一員となる。だけどタイガ、 このまま私と一緒にずっとずっと先に進めば。
Or if I were to live with her forever and ever inside this Densha.
あなたはこれ以上何一つ悲しいことも寂しいことも何もなく一生を終えることだってできるんだよ。春だって同じだ。彼女は自ら魔法を使った。春の魔法については私もわからない。
Nana-chan gave a bitter smile, apologizing for being a useless kami-sama.
だけどこれはあの子自身が望んだ結果だよ。その道のりがどうであろうとそれは事実だ。もしかするとタイがあなたのしようとしていることは結局はただの自己満足にしか過ぎないかもしれない。タイがそれでもあなたは
Even so, will I go? Nana-chan swallowed those words. After that, she just stared intently into my eyes. The stop Densha colored everything white with its steam. The door opened. Softly, many sakura petals dance in. Haru. The color of Haru. Haru is a head. Okay, that's a little confusing, but you know how it refers to spring and also like the name. Will I get off? Or will I go on? Or will I just keep living here with Nana-chan forever? That wouldn't be so bad, I suppose. Living with her, eating supplement all the time, hearing her say, I'm tired of noodles, I want something tastier. Even without a body, constantly complaining, yet eternally helping her with many tasks she performs in the Yoru. That too would be a kind of happiness. But it's no good. Nana-chan says this outcome is what Haru herself wished for, and it might indeed be true. But was that truly the only path? If I hadn't carelessly given my permission, might there have been another path that would have become visible? A path where Haru's Yume could be fulfilled together without easily relying on Maho. I'm thinking that way. I'm feeling that kind of regret. Because I'm still this foolish, this childish, no matter what. Arigato, Nana-chan. I stand up. Thanks to you, my resolve is firm. Surely that person wouldn't hesitate. My hero, the one I admired, would do this. He would try to save Haru without any hesitation. So I must take a step forward without hesitation. Nana-chan.
何？
I swear, the next time I see you, I'll be with Haru. And not just her, Tamashi after that. I'll bring a living Haru here. That, Nana-chan, is my resolve to you.
タイが
Nana-chan, if you ever meet the first Kuro, please, tell her, I'm sorry. I felt like anything would sound like a lie, so I entrusted her with just that one word. And then I get off. Without looking back, without saying anything more. This Maho is not just for saving Haru, Hiragi Haru. Therefore, I cannot look back. Onegai. Please, wait for me. The mystery person. How many times did we see this? Well, we'll find out in the last route. Once I master this Maho, once I know I can truly save Haru, because then I should be able to finally save all of you. Wait, it's as if he has some self-awareness of all the routes right now?
Maybe subconsciously.
Where am I? Where could I be? As far as I could see, it was all black. Dark. Darkness. I could get off. I got off Nana-chan's densha. Beyond that, the spring-colored landscape should have stretched out. I looked up at the sky. No moon, much less stars. Endless, eternal. Just darkness. I remember 10 years ago. I know a darkness just like this. It's the darkness I walked through, holding little Haru's hand. This place was very similar to where we walked together. But there was no light. Back then, tiny footprints of light had continued on, pattering along, guiding me in the right direction. Now there's no one on my side. Nowhere, no one. Was this darkness a reflection of my anxiety and lack of confidence? As my resolve wavered, the darkness seemed to deepen. Even if I'm alone, I'll save Haru. I swear it. With each step, I poured my vow and moved forward. Hikari. It's Hikari. The stunning glare caused a throbbing pain, a shock as if my head had been violently struck. Pain surged. It tortured me. Excruciating pain. My vision blurred and sweat burst forth. It was as if something hot and hard, foreign object. It was as if inside my head, my very brain was being violently stirred. I retched. Without thinking, I spewed out everything in my stomach. I kneel, trembling uncontrollably. It hurt. I'm in agony. My breathing, my vision, it won't settle. The body I should have lost. I'm made to feel its presence so vividly. This is death. I realized this agony was the agony of death. The maho of the Kenju that blows away the present, cocking the hammer, squeezing the trigger. The point A within me that I then blew away. The me of that time. This me in the parallel world named A is already a dead man. That pain, that agony, those sensations with nowhere left to escape. They assault the me of now like an avalanche. This is bad. I can't. I feel like I'm going to pass out. But this is fine. This is good. The presence of pain means I can feel my body's existence. Then, if that's the case, the maho was a success? Did I reach the kako? Calm down. Take a deep breath. First, where am I? I must grasp that. If the maho succeeded, when, at what moment, and where am I standing right now? I can't afford to lose consciousness. I must absurd. I must understand. What's happening to me right now? What was during the intense pain assaulting me? I faintly opened my eyelids. The first thing that leaped into my vision, the sky, the Ozora, as a crescent moon. It's Yoru. I don't know the exact time and the place. The moon on my side, I realize it's a view from the window. Here. This place is...
あの
I heard a voice.
大河君 ねえ急にどうしたの大丈夫
大丈夫? I closed my eyelids. I let out a small breath, and then...
何かあったのすごい だよ。顔も真っ青。どこか悪いの？平気なのかな？
And then, the tension in my shoulders, which had unconsciously stiffened, eased a little.
どうしよう。私が魔法を使ってほしいってそんなお願いしたから大河君に無理させちゃったのかな。
Wait, she already used Maho at this point? Wait, did he go back to a point where he couldn't? Already at a point of no return? I have no idea, man. Because she just mentioned she used the Maho, I guess. But she was gently stroking my back as it curled up, hunched over and sobbed. I'm fine. I'm okay now. Thanks to her, the pain has subsided. A deep breath. And then to her face, I tried to softly lift my gaze, but a soft flutter, a single pink petal, a sakura petal brushed past in the corner of my vision.
魔法成功したよ。
Oh wait, no, maybe this is the first time they used the Maho. They didn't use her Saigo no Maho yet. Huh? My Maho that pierces the present. A time leap. But what Haru called Maho isn't that.
辛い思いをさせてごめんね。でもありがとう。見て、すごいよ。満開だよ。春がいっぱい。
My gaze followed a single petal, blurring the corner of my vision and beyond it. Haru. There was her face, looking right at me. Haru. Hiragi Haru. The girl who was supposed to take her own life. I don't know what will happen to you in this Yoru, but I'll never see her again. And the girl I thought that was right before my eyes. It was a success. The Maho was an unparalleled success. Ugh. Tears spilled. Haru. Haru. Yokatta. I hugged her without thinking. Tightly. I wouldn't let her go ever again. With that feeling, I hugged Haru tightly. Haru seemed bewildered, but she soon gently wrapped her arms around my back. Komenne, Haru. I'll explain everything properly later, so for now.
わかった。
With the arms that embraced me, she continued to slowly and gently stroke my back and then my head. Haru. I had witnessed her death once, but now she was truly alive before me. Still alive like this, not dead yet. Little by little. As Haru stroked me, my composure was slowly returning. Haru. I haven't experienced this kind of situation at point A. My regained consciousness was telling me. I use Maho. It's the first kiseki in my Kanade Taiga's life. The Saigo no Maho. Because of that, has some point of action already been dropped into time? And is the world beginning to grow from A to B? I can't stay immersed in the joy of reuniting with Haru forever. Let's consider this Maho a success only when I safely managed to connect Haru's life to the future. That's right. Haru's death hasn't been avoided yet at this point. That's how I should think. I need to think about what I can do from now on. Hiragi Haru's cause of death is suicide. Does that mean I'll have to take my time and slowly persuade Haru? Please, don't do that. Tomorrow morning. Yeah. If I can change Haru's feelings by tomorrow night, will that be proof that I changed her ume? Or will it be enough if I can protect Haru from that Akumu? The Saigono Maho demands a price from its user, and that cause of debt is the price for Haru's Maho. Should I think that because Haru used Maho, then because I so easily permitted it, she had no other choice? I decided to rewrite time. From this point on, it's uncharted time, where anything can happen. I must be more than sufficiently prepared for that. That much, at least, should be certain. Daijobu. Saying thank you, I moved away from Haru. I let go of her hand. Haru cried out. Did something happen? I frantically tried to reach out to Haru, but I was wrong. Haru's outfit slowly came undone. Oh, I thought I had something to cut out tonight. Anyway. She gave a wee smile. It was a shy smile as if saying, the Maho Shoujo Jikan is over, huh? Haru was in her seifuku. A slight sense of unease. I thought she was wearing the Yume no Nedoko helper outfit and had come here with me. Yeah, why is she wearing her seifuku? He's right. I just remembered. Unless Haru did a Saigono Maho that affects her throughout all timelines, man. That could be possible. It seems Asai-san had magically layered that helper outfit over her seifuku, apparently because there wasn't anything that fit Haru's size exactly. Really? Is that how it works? I have no idea if that's real. Just as I had specially adorned Haru as a Maho Shoujo. So just as my Maho faded, Asai-san seems to fade as well. Yeah, this is not right. The sense of unease I felt wasn't just about Haru's clothes. I've only just realized that thing. Outside the window, the scene of the sakura in full bloom. Sakura bloom by Haru's Maho spread before me. Ah, that's right. This is wrong. Why didn't I notice it sooner? My Maho was supposed to be for shooting through the regret of having too easily given permission. That's what I had wished for. That wish was supposed to have taken shape as that Kenju. Yet, it's wrong. Right here is already after I gave permission. Yeah, that's the thing. I was bothered. I was like, wait a second. Did he go back too late? So yeah, he's already at a point of like, oh right, the mouse already used, so can he still salvage the situation at this point? I don't even know. The sakura are in full bloom by Haru's Maho. The sakura are in full wild bloom. At that very time, Haru's Nagai was to make these sakura bloom. I thought there would be a Yume that would come true by doing so. She even swore that she would tell me about that Yume someday. That's why I gave permission. The permission to take Maho outside. I thought that permission would only be used to make the sakura bloom. Clutching it in both her hands, Haru used the Saigon Honto no Maho all by herself. I pulled the magic trigger, the Maho trigger, because I regretted that part of myself. But why? Did I come back to the time after I've already given permission? Can permission not be revoked? I tried asking my heart, but I knew it was impossible. I felt I couldn't step any further into Haru's kokoro. Huh?
やっぱり魔法の許可を出すのは大変なことだったのかな。体力を使ったり、心の力を消耗してしまったりとか。ごめんね。あずさ先輩の時はそうでもなさそうだったから。だから そんなに大変なことなんてわからなくて。
By the way, he went back before the time they did it together, so that's the only thing he undid.
Haru, there are amount of questions I need to ask you. But for now, for the time being. First, let's go home. I took Haru's hand again and squeezed it tightly. To the Yume and Nedoko, where Asai-san and Toya are waiting. Haru, you too.
私も一緒？
Haru blinked,
でも、私は施設に戻らないといけないし。
Which is an obvious lie, by the way.
Haru turned her gaze towards the facility on the mountain. In the Yoru, that place had transformed into a tall tower, lit with dazzling lights. No, Haru, I won't let you go home tonight. Tonight, I want you to stay with me.
Man, I already feel like we're gonna go in for a second and third time slip, man. Time leap, I mean. You just know.
She blushed.
それってどういう意味なのかな、大河君。
Tonight, I don't want to leave Haru alone. That's how I feel. So let's go home together. Is that not a good enough reason?
ダメっていうか、もうそろそろ私帰らないと施設の大人たちに心配かけちゃうし。
No, that's no good. I can't do that. What will happen to Haru now? What is Haru trying to do now? Even though I know the outcome, I have no grasp whatsoever of the process leading up to it. That's me. That's precisely why I can't leave her alone tonight. Haru, onegai. Just for tonight, I can't leave you alone. I won't let you go anywhere ever again. Said Tiny.
大河君、
Haru's flushed, relaxed cheeks stiffened.
どうしたの？何かあったの？大河君、顔色良くないよ。
Are you feeling unwell? Are you still feeling sick? Haru repeated. Yoki. She looked up at me anxiously, showing her concern. To her, I replied. No, it's not that something happened. Something's going to happen now.
それってどういうこと？
I don't know. I don't know. That's precisely why I'm scared. I don't want to believe Haru would commit suicide. That's why I think there must be been some powerful circumstance that forced her to do it. What those circumstances were, I have no idea. And not knowing is what frightens me most.
大河君、ごめん。手が少し痛いよ。
Unconsciously, I had gripped Haru's hand too tightly.
本当にどうしたの？お願い、何か話して。ちょっとだけ怖いよ。大河君が今何を悩んでるのかちゃんと説明してくれるんだよね。
Haru was looking at me with a gaze that seemed to say she was afraid. For her destiny. I pray. Onegai, I beg you, Haru. Please, don't ever die again. I'm begging you.
Oh man, he said it out loud. Oh no. Was he talking to himself? I understood that as like
The Yoru deepened further. The Neko's Omatsuri, Yoru no Haru, was drawing to a close. The giant once unbloomed sakura bloomed, making this year's Omatsuri a great success. Surely the Neko in town are making a huge fuzz. However, even as the Omatsuri's Yoru was ending, there was no end to the Yoru no Koni, the Yume stage for the people sleeping in this town. Day by day, the scenery quietly expands. Please, don't ever die again, I'm begging you.
Okay, he did say that. And you can look at Haru's expression.
At those words, I blurted out.
Oh. Fully aware of your kikaku.
Haru said nothing, gave no answer, just stared at me intently. I could discern nothing from her gaze. Let's just go home. I want to leave this place now, as soon as possible. Haru. Oh no. She's acting compliant right now. She nodded, answering me.
今夜は大河君が施設に返してくれないみたいだから、私は朝日さんにお願いしてお泊まり許してもらわないといけないのかな。
Wait, I thought that originally they did talk about like her staying the human and then she went, oh wait, no, I had to go to the facility home tonight instead of that, or something like that. Haru smiled with a complicated expression. I promise, I'll explain later. It's quite a complicated story, and if possible, I'd like Asahi-san to hear it with us.
わかった。
Without another word, Haru smiled at me. It was a cloudless smile, not one belonging to someone contemplating death. She's very good at acting, man. She's very good at it, hiding her actual feelings, her thoughts. I want to believe that. Hiragi Haru's Saigo no Maho. The Haru from point A, the one who vanished translucent, left the words behind. Gomen. Gomen and Taiga-kun. I deceive you. I want to press her for the me. I want to press her for the me? Meaning of those words right here and right now. You, standing beside me now, with such an ordinary expression. Have you perhaps already considered that and resolved to embrace it? Distrust. I wouldn't go that far. Just someone. One person is enough. In this world at point B, which seems to be newly emerging and constantly growing, I just want one ally I can ask advice or consult with. To that end, I need to safely bring Haru back to the Yumena Nedoko, where Asahi-san is waiting. I want to confide everything to Asahi-san and to have her help me devise a way to avoid point A's worst outcome. In this current timeline, I'm the only one with memories of point A. There isn't a single ally here. Solitude. That is my Maho's price. I still don't understand the weight of this price. That's why I want an ally. I want someone who understands. I want a companion who will fight alongside me. An ally, huh? Kuro. I can't help but picture her face. A character from point A created Maho with Kuro, also from point A. Using that Maho, Chikan branched off. Toki branched off, creating point B, which is currently emerging. Even she, living in this B timeline, is just one of the possibilities emerging simultaneously, like everyone else beside me. I'm the only one in the world. That's what the price of solitude means. Even so, it's fine. If it's her, she'll surely believe everything I say. Just knowing you're on my side would give me Yuki. I look around. Kuro said she was watching me and how to talk here, just like always, from far away or close by. Then Kuro should be somewhere nearby even now. But I can't find her. She's extremely shy around strangers. Basically, she never shows herself when anyone other than me is around. Something's wrong, Kuro. You're supposed to be bad at hiding. If you were serious, I'll never be able to find you. First, I'll take Haru back to the Yume no Nedoko. To do that, I reclasp her hand and left the clock tower's control room.
下の階に降りる階段、どこにもないね。
It was just as Haru said, with a hint of anxiety. No matter how long I walked, there were only dim corridors stretching endlessly, and no stairs appeared.
ちょっとおかしいよね。来るときはそうでもなかったのに、なんだか迷路みたいになっちゃってる。出口どこなのかな。
I involuntarily pressed my lips together. It's already starting. Right away. Anyway, right away, I had to say these words again. This kind of thing didn't happen at the original point A. That obvious change, no matter what, brought anxiety to my heart. At point A, I was able to leave the Yoru school building, the terminal station in time without anything happening. And then, at the gate, I waved goodbye to Haru. In time, the world has already branched off from A to B and begun to grow. No. So what? Don't be weak. I'll definitely protect Haru to the end. And then, I will kakikairu the ending of point B. Just the new beginning to sprout into a bright one. Whispering Kiboy in my heart, I said, "It's okay, don't worry," and put a little more strength into the hand I held with Haru. Let's try going back. Maybe we just missed the stairs. As I tried to go back the way we came with Haru, I turned around. My heart skipped a beat. Someone was standing there when I turned around. What the fuck? At first, I couldn't quite grasp the situation. However, gradually, I understood the meaning of that figure. That thing. What appeared was that Akumu. Point A. Hiragi Haru, who used the Sagada Mahal, took her own life. It snatched away that life. The translucent Haru right before my eyes. It was the Akumu dressed very similarly to Haru. Haru seemed to have noticed that too.
あれは私
She tilted her head as if surprised, as if she were seeing a bad dream. Oh shit! And this is the first time we hear this music, and it's a battle type of music. The Akumu seems to have noticed us, our agitation. And I'm gonna make the sound effects. Was it a mocking laugh, or was it the Akumu's own language? An unintelligible whispering voice was spilling from its crimson mouth. Alright, this really reminds me of Miguka right now. Haru covered her ears. It wasn't a particularly loud scream. The Akumu's eerie whispers then it just touched my ears. They assailed my heart with insults and malice, an utterly unpleasant sensation. I said, covering my ears as well. Doshten! Why are you in a place like this? I had actually intended to scream, and I tried to shake off the fear. I even hoped it might serve as a threat. At me, the Akumu grinned. It twisted its mouth wider and wider still. And then, the Akumu slowly raised its right arm. It pointed its index finger at us. Then it froze completely. What is it planning? What on earth is it trying to do? As it tilted my head, only a bad premonition accumulated in my heart. Yet, the Akumu did nothing. It didn't move. It didn't speak. It merely kept its head tilted and maintained that eerie smile on its lips. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3, 4 seconds. Time passed as we both remained frozen. It was then I let my guard down. Or rather, not exactly, but I tried to step forward. To form a shield for Haru. It was as if, unable to bear the stalemate, had moved first. That Akumu pointed at her index finger, as if to cast a noroi. It was utterly unsettling. I didn't want Haru to be in a direct line of that fingertip. That was my motivation. But the Akumu, as if she had been waiting for me to make even the slightest move, as if she had decided to take that as her signal. What the fuck? Are we so back? Are we so back with Midsummer? And then, softly, she said, she pulled the trigger. Unbeknownst to me, a steel instrument of violence was clutched in her hand. Does she have a fucking gun? What the hell? And the finger that had been pointing at me was now resting on the cold, hard trigger. Oh shit, she does have a gun. Several loud explosions, like thunderglass echoed. Gunshots. There was no longer any need to confirm the cause. In the hand the Akumu had been pointing with, a jet black firearm was clutched. A machine gun. A deadly weapon capable of spraying dozens, even hundreds of lead bullets with a single pull of a trigger in one slender hand, without much recoil. My body had moved instinctively. The muzzle of the gun, the muzzle of the gun Akumu clutched. Haru was in direct line of its lethal power. I possessed no brain, no intellect, no composure to think of the consequences. The moment the gunshots rang out, I instantly lunged forward. Get down, Haru! Just like that. And so was screaming something so cliche. I spread my arms wide in front of Haru. I squeezed my eyes shut. It might have looked foolish, but I was desperate. I couldn't think of any other way to protect Haru. If I were the hero I admire, they might have acted much cooler. But the one standing here is just me, someone who only yearns to be the Shijinko of a story. Blocking the way like this, I had to resolve myself to have this body torn apart by the numerous sharp and tense skating backs of violence. But no matter how long passed, the impact I braced for never came. I cautiously opened my eyelids. The Akumu I was confronting slowly lowered its muzzle. I had a bad feeling. I didn't want to look back. Surely, despair lay there, because I thought so without any basis. But as if forced by something with no way to resist, I turned around. Haru lay there, a mangled, breathless mess. So mangled I couldn't tell up from down. Probably what was Haru. Oh shit, he fucked that up, man. And Haru already, God damn it, man. He messed up. Nande. Even though I became a tate. Even though I was unharmed. Nande. Haru! The bullet passed right through me. The Akumu's bullet. The Akumu's bullet, passing only through me, tore Haru to shreds. Akumu's dangan. Okay, now I remember what bullet is in Japanese, dangan. That's the only way to describe the current situation. I grit my teeth. Wait, is the nightmare also crying? She is crying while she's laughing. The Akumu scoffed, and then it was crying. From its unseen eyes shrouded in shadow, large tears fell in a steady stream. The Akumu vanished. She melted soundlessly into the midnight darkness and vanished. And so, only I, with nowhere left to go, and the silent Haru remained. Nande? Doshite? Doshite is this happening? I cried, glancing over Haru. It's no use. I don't understand. What's happening? What has ended? What's impossible? I can't think straight. I can't even try to understand the mystery right now. It's happened twice. The person I love, right before my eyes, has gone cold for a second time. I can't accept this reality. I want to shoot through everything and destroy it all right now. Because I'm just a powerless tiny guy who can't be a hero. I had no choice but to rely on Maho. On Kiseki. Onegai. Just one more time. Kiseki. A Kenju appeared in my palm. Kuro and my Maho activated at point A. The Maho of two of us. I placed the Maho no Kenju barrel against my temple. It's no use. Why? I can't pull it. I can't pull the trigger. My finger won't move. I was trembling. My hand holding the maho was shaking, trembling. Facing the motionless Haru, have I perhaps lost my nerve? Somehow the word dead weighs heavily on my heart. Wait, am I really afraid of just dying twice? Don't be ridiculous. I swore I'd save Haru, didn't I? Don't tremble. Don't cry. Come on, pull the trigger. Otherwise I can't save her. Otherwise, it won't come true at all. I must seize the mirai I desire with my own hands, with these very fingertips. Haru, I murmur, with the muzzle still pressed against my temple. Oshiete. Gently I close my eyes. Where do people go exactly? But they die. My index finger resting on the trigger. Why is there only like 3 bullets? Doesn't he have like 5 more? Oh. With a firm push. What? What? Is something missing here? Why is he saying I am Haru? I can't go anywhere anymore. Huh? I'm a little confused. Oh, I'm gonna read that anyway. I am Haru. I can't go anywhere anymore. That's how it feels. Whether the words I murmured were fully uttered to the end or not, I don't know. But such a thing is utterly meaningless. Either way. Either way, this mouse screen will erase all of me. Just committed seppuku again. Damn, well, to be fair, he wasn't ready for like a gunfight, man. That was really unexpected. Alright. You're finally awake. I wake up. I feel the pleasant sound and its vibrations with a body that no longer exists. I'm inside Nana-chan's densha.
おはよう、タイガ。調子はどう？
Her sudden voice startled me. When I look up, Nana-chan's face is right before me. I use Maho again. 4 dangan remain. Yon dangan? Anyway, how many more times will I repeat this? Can I accomplish it in just 4 more tries? Nana-chan. Is she exasperated? Is she angry? I was prepared for at least a word or 2, a sharp reproach.
タイガ、
Nana-chan quietly narrowed her eyes and called my name.
あなたがあなた自身の命に対して思いやりがないということは昔から知っているつもりだったけど、でもまさか本当に自殺してしまうだなんて。
Give me a second. Okay. I am back. A sigh. Nana-chan shook her head as if to say, Matak.
説明してもらえるんだよね。
Setsume. I felt my head.
そうだよ。説明だ。あなたが自分の頭を、命を、そして心を、その拳銃で撃ち抜かなければならなかった。その理由だよ。
Wait a second. Is this Nana-chan different from the previous Nana-chan, or is it this Nana-chan? Is this still the same Nana-chan? Because there seems to be like a lot of Nana-chans. No, I'm getting the impression this is a different Nana-chan. Like, my original idea was that all the Nana-chans you encountered, the Nana-chan that you encountered before, this is the Nana-chan you encountered before. So, because Nana-chan is able to observe all different world lines and whatever. But this might be a different Nana-chan. Point B's Nana-chan. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. At the end of Nana-chan's gaze was The Kenju I was clutching. The Maho. Ah, sense of unease. I feel something isn't clicking. The thought, no way, also crosses my mind. Nah, Nana-chan.
何
Tell me, how many times has Haru died now?
何度目
Sorry, I was turning on the heater. My second heater, rather. Nana-chan furrowed her brows, then she tilted her head.
タイガ一体何を言ってるの
Oh, yeah. So there is a Nana-chan in point B. So, okay, that dispels my first idea. The original idea I had that Nana-chan is an all-observing being. With those words, with that gaze, I,
もしかして何か事情があるのその拳銃も実はただの拳銃だというわけではなくていや確かにそれは魔法だそれもそんな
I realize my price is solitude. That's what I understood. If I pull this trigger once, I'll be all alone. I had to accomplish it all by myself. I must have decided my price that way. I must have imagined it. This Maho requires that much recompense, otherwise it wouldn't be balanced. My heart, I suppose, must have thought that. The Densha moved forward. The Densha window reflects a scene of Maho, a scene of time playing in reverse. Nana-chan leaned forward, and she stared intently at it, as if trying to accept everything that scenery meant. Okay, this is a new Nana-chan, and she looking at the outside is like, oh, okay, that's how this Maho is working. I stared at my palm. There, a single Kenju. I'm all alone in this world. I truly felt that I knew. The loneliness that was entirely my own fault weighed even heavier on me. I am a resident of Point A. The people who had warmly welcomed me are no longer anywhere to be found. Even if there are many people who know me, there is no one who remembers me. I stand up. Almost simultaneously, the Densha's speed began to drop.
タイガ
I had to go.
行くってどこへ
Haru. The train stopped and the doors opened. Fragments of the spring Haru colors softly flowed in. Sayonara, Nana-chan. Thank you for everything until now. Hontoni. After exchanging brief words of farewell, now I must go. I swore to myself anew. I will walk on, even alone. There are no allies anywhere in this world, even if I feel like giving up someday. No matter how much I may worry, no matter how much I may suffer, I will swear, again, that I don't care. Haru's life is at stake. I cannot make a mistake, but I must not fear failure. Even so, if I ever feel like complaining, then I must remember this. If I can master this Maho, I might be able to save her. There's still great uncertainty about the accuracy of this Maho. But if I can manage to resurrect Haru, that will be proof that my Hontoni Yume will surely come true. This Maho is Kibo. It will shoot true and destroy all the Yami, and surely bring dazzling Hikari. 4 Dangan remaining. I, Kanade Taiga, have people I must save. I must use these Dangan with utmost care. Wow, we're seeing more of that person now. Beyond the door enveloped in Mashiro Hikari, into Haru, I step once more.
I wander through the Yami. There are no Hoshi in the Yozara I look up at. The North Star, which would show me the right path, was nowhere to be found. I just kept walking. In a Yoru where even I myself am uncertain. Walking. Somewhere stop. I look up at the pitch black Yozara. I open my eyelids. I had been looking up the Yozara, and then, there, a warm sensation in my palm. I woke up to find myself holding Haru's hand. Sakura petals are dancing in the air. Here again, huh? So he can't go any further before the whole event, so I guess he's stuck at that checkpoint. Point B, which arose because point A was determined a failure. And now point C, where I'm trying to create because that too was a failure. This is where I am now. That's right after I gave permission. Why? Why can't I return to a past other than this place? Is there really no choice but to accept that the Maho I imagine is only this much? Tonikaku. That's all I can think this time. I'll bring you back to the Mirai, no matter what. I have no choice but to vow that. Haru. First, I tried calling her name. As I looked at the rustling, swaying Yozara, completely covered in spring colors.
Nani?
I heard a voice. A voice. Ah! I'm biting my lip. It wasn't just the endured shock of death that came late after I shot myself.
どうしたの？大河君、まさかどこか苦しいの？
I turned around. Standing there, unmistakably, Haru.
私の魔法を使うのは、もしかして何かとても疲れちゃうようなことだったりするのかな？
You see my Maho. Oh, that's her. An anxious face. A worried face. So much. Even though you're so close. Your voice, so distant. No matter what, I can't help but feel that way now. 俺は 俺 You see, Haru, I came to see you.
愛に？私に？
Haru tilted her head. I nodded. From the Mirai not so far from here. Even after witnessing you die twice. Each time I shot through my own time. My own life. Hoping I could save you. Hoping I could be of some help.
違うよ。
Haru shook her head.
会いに来たのは私の方だよ。
Smiling softly, Haru said.
朝日さんに私の魔法を使ってもらうために、そして今は大河君、あなたに朝日さんの代わりをしてもらう。そのために私があなたたちに会いに来たんだよ。
Haru said that with a smile. You, who would soon say sayonara, were smiling beside me and squeezed my hand back tightly. But I fell silent. I don't understand. I don't understand, Haru. Anything at all. You'll leave my side in just a few hours. How much of that Mirai, an event that hasn't even happened yet, should I tell you? Because if I put it into words, you'll immediately drop your smile, let go of my hand, and it seemed like you'll disappear somewhere far away right now. No. I should just tell her everything without hesitation. Then, with her cooperation, we'll fight together to avoid her fate of death. Bro, did you forget that she wants to die? And she literally did tell you earlier, she's willing to repeat. Even if I had the chance to repeat, I'd repeat it again. That would be ideal, but for now, I just
want to leave this place first. I don't know when it might appear again. That is Hiragi Haru's Akumu. I remember the Akumu that used to struggle to kill itself again and again in the Yoru. What kind of wound Haru has in her heart that caused that bad dream to be born? I can't even imagine since I don't know Haru's past. Kako. I infer that in the first Yoru, Haru was killed by the Akumu by herself, or accepted being killed, leading to that result. And if that's the case, if Haru herself accepted and desired that, this is my Maho. This Maho I'm desperately using to try and help you out. To help you. Truly for your benefit? It's a big bother. Unnecessary meddling. If I were judged that way, I wouldn't even be able to argue back, would I? Let's go, Haru. Thinking can wait. Toniko, let's get out of here right now. I pull Haru's hand, still clasped in mine. We should leave this place as soon as possible.
わかった。とにかくわかったってことにしておくよ。大河君についていく。早くここを離れた方がいいんだよね。
Haru nodded deeply and said that. Sweetie. Haru's Yume no Nedoko. That's our temporary goal. The town's Mahotsukai. Hinokai Asahi. I'm sure she'll give us some useful advice.
早くここを離れなきゃなら。行こう、大河君。
Haru reached for the doorknob of the control room. No, that's no good. We can't go that way.
でも早く行かなきゃって。
What are you guys gonna do? Jump off the window or something? That's right. As soon as possible, even a moment sooner. I want to distance myself from tonight's Yoru itself, but beyond that door is it. We can't get out of that way. So, what do I do? How do I escape from here? Suddenly, I looked out the window. The sparkling Yozora was there. I remember jumping over it with Haru a few days ago. Let's fly, Kobe.
Tobu?
Yeah, let's go straight back to the Yume no Nedoko from the sky. That seemed to be the only way. The Yozora was covered by a ceiling of sakura. Breaking through it into the Yozora, and that's out right under the moon. She probably won't be able to follow us that far.
どうしてわざわざ空を飛んで帰るの？
Haru said that, tilting her head.
さっきから私、大河君にどうしてって聞いてばかりだね。
She gave an awkward, embarrassed laugh.
だけどやっぱりどうしても不思議に思うんだよ。どうして？来た道を帰るのはダメなのかな？
That's それは well, that's that.
あれ？
Should I just explain everything here? But it's also true that there's no time. Even as I stand here, the door might burst open and she might appear. So first, I'll tell a suitable lie. It might not be bad to look down at the festival lights from this Sora. Maybe. I thought it would be a good way to cap off everything that happened tonight.
なるほど。そっか、それは確かに見てみたいかも。きっと綺麗だよね。
We both looked up. At the Haru-colored Yozora, sakura branches stretched out in every direction. How could I weave through the branches and safely reach the Yozora? I was searching for that path. If I were to blindly jump out and hit a big branch, I could just crash. Something like that could happen. I took Haru's hand. Then I closed my eyelids and began to sozo. Once again, I must admit, my Suzoraku is poor. So poor that I can't even give shape to the maho meant to grant my own wish nagai. Not by myself. That's why I borrow someone's Suzoraku. Their maho. That's why I'm perfect for a maho shototsukai. But this time, I can't borrow Haru's Suzoraku. What I'm borrowing are the stories I read in Asai-san's room. Within the stories I crammed into my head, I searched for and found the sozo capable of making it possible under these circumstances. Haru, don't let go of me. Never. I opened my eyelids and said that. And then I picked Haru up like last time. Once again, I closed my eyelids. The hero image I chose it to superimpose upon myself was flawless and perfect. Alright, let's go. Mr. Zoriku is sufficient. Let the Mahotsukai Chikan begin. That murmur was a small spell in itself. A deep breath. Then I looked at the sakura ceiling. The wind blows. The sakura branches and leaves sway greatly. It's the ski. Because for a moment I saw the mangetsu between the swaying sakura. Aiming for that faint light, I took a powerful leap. I can fly. I can fly! We are Maho. We are Mahotsukai. So believe we can definitely fly straight for the Yozora. It's the image of detaching the mass of two people from gravity. We shot up with bullet-like speed. Damn it, I went a little too fast. But with my level of Suzoraku, adjusting speed is difficult. I had no choice but to break through the sakura ceiling and soar to the Yozora at once. I absolutely can't let the Haru be shaken off. I need to be careful not to hit any sakura branches. And then at that moment, what should I be worried about this? What should I have been worried about was, it wasn't I might drop Haru, and I need to be careful of the sakura branches. I realized my worries weren't there at all. I heard the control room door swing open. It was an unpleasant loud sound. It reached me even while I was airborne. So on impulse, even though we were just moments away from breaking through the sakura ceiling, I found myself turning in midair toward the sound. She was there, looking up at us from the control room window. It was the Akumu that bore a striking resemblance to Hiragi Haru. She quickly found us. We had just launched ourselves skyward and smiled. Even though quite a distance had already formed, I could see her mouth stretching up to her ears. And at the same time, she was crying, shredding large rolling tears. Mazui, it's just like that time. Point B. She, laughing, crying, shot Haru dead. Her expression was exactly like it had been that time. I need to get out of her sight fast. I wanted them to get somewhere. She couldn't see me right now. She might send bullets Dangan our way again. Mahou Dangan can only reach Haru. Only Haru is like a storm. Or she might jump up and chase us. But my Suzoraku is poor. My maybes never hit the mark. She didn't chase us. Nor did she summon a firearm or sufficient destructive power in her palm. Instead, she held her right palm up to the sky. like a child trying to grasp a hoshi in the yozara. She just stood there without doing anything. My bad premonition amplified, without limit, bottom sleep. But without anything happening, we entered the sakura ceiling. My vision was filled with the sakura blossoms. Her figure disappeared from view. Haru in my arms had her eyes squeezed shut. I faced forward, careful not to hit the sakura branches. A glint. I thought I saw something shining amidst the sakura. Had I seen the Suki for just a moment? As I pondered that, we swiftly soared past the sakura and into the Yozara. Reaching the apex of our arc, we floated for just a moment. I looked straight down. Below was the station Ekimai, fully enveloped with the giant sakura. The Yoru no Kuni, filled with festival lights. That was the scene. So, she's not coming after me, huh? Maybe she can't glide through the sky like this. That's good. I got away. Let's just go home like this. To the Yume no Nedoko, where Asahi-san is waiting for me.
Taiga-kun.
Suddenly, Haru called my name. That's when I noticed that Haru's body had become light.
多分ね。多分きっとね。これでよかったんだよ。
Wait, I'll be right back. Something urgent. Okay, I'm back. Haru smiled and touched my cheek with her fingertips.
生きて。
So Haru is still aware that she's going to die. This is, man, his last point of return. I mean, his save point is really so scuffed, man. Huh?
あなたは生きて。お願いします。
Haru?
また会えて。よかった。私は誰より、誰よりね、幸せだったよ。
That was all. Haru's head slipped. What the fuck? And fell? Holy shit! At the sheer shock of it, my mind went utterly blank. From Haru's neck, instead of fresh blood, many flower petals gushed out. This is so messed up, bro. What the fuck? Holy shit. Not just her neck, her arms, her legs, her body. All of Haru, shredded into pieces. Haru! I screamed. By then, Haru's body had transformed into countless petals, flowing into the Yozara. Wait a second. The way she died like, creature of the night, you know? Yoru no Ikumono. What in the world? I looked back at the sakura. The ceiling of sakura we had just sped through. I tried to catch sight of them. Who must be beyond it? But my eyes caught something entirely different. Wires. I noticed thin steel threads, like piano wire, were intricately strung around the sakura. Like a spider's. Holy shit, man. That is so messed up. When did those... What the fuck? I hadn't noticed when I jumped up. No. I had glimpsed something glinting for a moment, but in the middle of the high-speed leap, I didn't realize that one was it. From here, I could clearly see the wires, glinting as they reflected the moonlight. They were probably strung by that one there. Was raising their hand to the sky, a way to summon and set the wires within the sakura, I wonder. With wires that shred only Haru, they had achieved their goal without even needing to pursue us. The wind blew. The sakura rustled and cried out. And then Haru, the last petal she had become, slipped from my hand. I reached out to grasp the last fragment. But no, this is bad. I couldn't grasp it. Slipping away from my hand, the petals. Haru vanished into the yoru. It felt as if the Haru's unwavering will, a single petal, was all. Haru's word resurfaced. This was for the best? What am I saying? No way that's right. Hi. Ah! I clutched my head and screamed at the yoru. Upon returning to the Yume no Nedogo, I immediately told Asai-san everything.
今を打ち抜く拳銃の魔法か。二人はすごいものを想像してしまったんだな。
Asai-san, a pointee, didn't doubt a single word I said. She had absorbed my words with 100% understanding. No. Even more than that. Asai-san stared intently at me, sitting across from her. Asai-san's study was by no means spacious. It was also the workshop of the Yoronomaha Sky, living in this town, designed to store Suzoriku in one's head, heart, and light.
タイガ君は今何度目なんだ
Asaya-san said, her voice calm, her expression serene.
何度こうして春の死を目の当たりにしてきたのかな
Asai-san checked the cylinder of my maho, the revolver. She could probably imagine it just by looking at the number of dangan remaining. But to that question, posed deliberately, I answered. 3 times.
3回もか
Against all of them, I could do nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. I just stood by, watching idly as Haru died. Even if someone said that, I couldn't argue. Being cursed at, even a little, would be far more of a salvation. That's what I felt. I clenched my fist, grit my teeth, looked down, lowering my gaze. Was I striking such a pose because I wanted sympathy? The soul within me whispered something mean-spirited, yet valid.
ここまでの規模を誇る魔法なんて初めて見た
Asai-san returned the pistol dangan to me.
いくら夜の
Oh, I mean,
思い描く全てを叶える眠りの国だとはいえ夜どころかこの世界そのものに作用する魔法だなんて
Maho no Kinju. Anyway, sorry. Okay. That's how incredible the Maho they made. come they have how come they have a lot of maho? Asai-san, so I mean not maho, Suzoriku. Asai-san sighed and closed her eyes.
それだけ。
Huh?
それだけ。この魔法を大河と一緒に作った心の持ち主は、大河、君のことを強く、強く、何より大切に思っているということなんだろうか。君の夢が叶いますようにって。それとも夜の住人と人間とが心を合わせて魔法を作る、そういった流れがこの最強にも等しいだろう魔法を形作る一助として働いたのか。
Interesting. Asai-san said that merging the kokoro of a night dweller with that of a ninja to create Mao had never once been done before.
誰も試してみなかったことだ。なぜだかそうしてみようと誰もが思いつきもしなかったことだ。こんなにも単純でこんなにも近くにあるものだったのに。君の相棒、君の家族、その心の強さ、いやそのまっすぐさにはもはや敬意さえ覚えてしまう。だけどな、大河、それはあの子だけじゃないんだよ。
Asai-san spread both her arms wide.
ほら大河。
Huh? I tilt my head. Hey, huh?
いいから来なさい。
Come over here, she says. Haha, what are you talking about?
いいから黙ってギュッとさせてほしい。
God, I wish that were me. Wait. I want to reject anything that embarrassingly totally at odds with my own words. Like I'm being told. Shame. We don't have a route with Asai-san, you know. There should have been. I'm being pulled towards Asai-san's mune. What the hell am I doing? This isn't something you normally do. With the relationship we usually have, and something so embarrassing, I should never be able to do it. And yet,
よく頑張ったな。偉いぞ大河。
Asai-san pressed my head tightly against her chest.
たった一人で苦しかったな。
With such gentle words, just like Hinata. Who is Hinata? Is this obviously who are they trying to say here?
気づいてやれなくてごめん。大河がこんなに頑張ってたのに私は何も知らなかった。
She squeezed harder, tight. I'm being cradled against a warm chest. I can hear Asai-san's heartbeat up close. Tears welled up. I bite my lip. She pressed her forehead hard against the spot of my chest where I'm being held. This is no good. I don't want to cry. I have to become stronger. I don't want to overcome the solitude. Yet, I can't stop my tears. It's troubling. Come in, Asai-san.
何が？
I broke my yakusoku to you, Asai-san. When I was little. It was soon after I met Asai-san. I asked you, Asai-san, to teach me how to die. The worst possible way. I made such a wish to you.
そうだな。そういうこともあった。
But that guy, looking back, it might have been my Akumu. You, Asai-san, spent a long time erasing those dots for me. I wouldn't think I want to die anymore. In reality, I hadn't directly promised Asai-san that. But I've been able to live without hurting myself until today. I wanted to arbitrarily believe that was my yakusoku with Asai-san. And yet, I did it twice. My hands are shaking, my body is shaking. My heart, my life, everything you, Asai-san, we're supposed to have safe and carefully nurture for me. Sambu, with his hands twice.
はあ、大丈夫。わかってる。もう何も言わなくていいよ。
Asai-san says, still holding me.
どうしてかな。
Huh?
タイガ、君はいつも自分のことを責めすぎる。無意識なのか、それとも意図してそうあるべきだと考えているのかはわからないけれど、だからこそかつての君は苦しんで死ぬ方法が知りたいと自身を罰するかのような願いを求めたのだろうけれど。
Ah, indeed. Asai-san nods.
確かにそこにこそタイが君の悪夢は潜んでいるのかもしれないな。私はそんな君に笑ってほしかった。
Asai-san is still holding me. A little more strength gathers in her arms.
そのためには君にタイがまだまだ希望あふれるはずの幼い君に死を絶望させた悪夢を私はかけらも残さず消し去ってしまわなければならない。最初は自分自身にそう義務づけていた。でもなタイガー、それがいつしか私の夢になったんだよ。この子の笑顔をたくさんいっぱい見てみたいって。君の悪夢も含めて君の心を丸ごと全部笑顔にしたいって。だけどごめんな、私のやり方は間違っていたのかもしれない。君が好きな料理とか一緒に長い時間を過ごしてみるとか、そんな遠回りをすることもなく君の悪夢を夜の中で直接打倒し切り取る。君を笑顔にするにはそうすることが一番の近道だったのかもしれない。そうだ、やっぱり私のやり方は間違っていたのかもしれない。今日まで何度もそう悩んだりもした。私のやり方は遠回りすぎてややこしくもさえあると他の町の夜の魔法使いたちからはよく言われていたしね。
Maybe Asai-san's methods were wrong. That's why, without changing from back then, without learning the preciousness of life, I kept easily shooting my own life to pieces.
でも私はやっぱり間違っていなかった。今それを確信できたよ。
Huh? I lifted my face from her warm chest And there was Asai-san's smile. どうして? What about me? Could she say she wasn't wrong?
だってほら、見てみろよ。君は誰より優しい子に育ってくれたよ。
Kinder. What about me?
優しいさ。
Asai-san smiled.
私のために自分の命に優しくあろうと頑張るだけでなく、大切な友人の命にも優しくあろうと頑張っている。性格は才能だと誰かがそう言っていたけれど、その優しさがタイが君の才能の一つなんだろうと私は思うよ。こんなにも苦しんで涙さえも見せて大切な子を救おうと頑張っている。大切な子を救えなかったとまた自分を責めている。それはさ、タイが自分や自分のそばにいてくれる人たちすべて、その命がどれだけ大切なものなのか心で理解できているってことの証明じゃないかな。
That's why I think so, Asai-san said.
君の笑顔をそばで見つめていたい。そう願った私は、そのための方法を選んだ私は間違っていなかったって。大河のその優しさを、才能を私は大切に育てていけたんだろうと思える。ありがとう、大河。本当に嬉しいよ。
But Asai-san said, stroking my head.
優しい心の持ち主は我にもあらず受難者となる。そう残した人がいたように、君はやっぱりあの頃から何も変わらず自分を責めすぎる。今君は自身の優しい心にこそ大きな受難を強いられているのだと思う。春を見殺しにはできない。自身の命を何度打ち抜く結果になったとしても。
Because you're still walking forward, carrying that unchanging heart.
一言だけ、また旅立つのだろう君に、今ここにいる私から君にどうか言葉を送らせてほしい。
言葉? Asai-san's arms, holding me again, tightened.
大好きだ。
God, I wish that were... Nah, just kidding.
君がどんなに君自身を嫌い罰しようとしたとしても、私は君のことを愛してる。心から。
Damn, man. Really, God, I would... Nah, just kidding. Why didn't we have a Asai-san route? Just like, you know, could be a fan diss route. Of course, they wouldn't do such a thing. A respectable VN wouldn't have... No, some good... There are some good VNs with fan diss. But like... anyway.
大丈夫。絶対何もかもうまくいく。私たちがいつでもここから君を応援してる。ああ、絶対だ。私の大切な大河なら絶対に全部やり遂げられると信じてる。だから進め。自分を信じて進めよ、大河。奏大河。私の大切な大好きな私の子。
I guess I didn't know. Asai-san smiled.
いつだって君のことを私は自分の子供みたいに 切に思ってた。
And Taiga said, I'm totally okay with that.
お願いだよタイガ。これだけは忘れないでほしい。言葉は見えないお守りだ。
From a hon I once read. Kotoba left behind by an unknown hero. Everyone must have, at least once, felt like they were instantly saved from the bottom of deep darkness by a single word they encountered. The older I get, the more such opportunities and words I'll likely encounter.
いつの日かまた再び闇の中に心が、人生が沈み込んだ時、辛かった日に出会った言葉を思い出してほしい。いつか自分に勇気をくれた言葉がまた再び歩き出すための光になってくれる。君のことを守ってくれる。私の君が好きだよという言葉も、君なら必ず成し遂げられるという思いも、すべてこれから君の歩む道の助けになれれば、そう祈ってやまない。
From there, Asai-san whispered several pieces of advice to me about how to rescue Haru. After I finished listening to all of it, I bite my lip.
タイガ、
Asai-san is calling my name, and she's hugging me tightly. I don't need anything, I thought. No apologies, no thanks. No sayonara either. We don't need them between us anymore. Yet. There was just one last word I needed. Itadakimasu, Asai-san. That should be all there is to it. Impossible, with a smile.
行ってこい。
Again, my face is deeply embraced in her soft chest.
頑張れタイガ。
In Asai-san's voice, I could feel a gentle presence, almost like a smile.
負けるなよ。何度でも言う。大好きだ、タイガ。忘れるな。いつまでもずっと、ここからずっと、君のことを応援してる。君の幸せだけを祈ってる。
I bit my lip and clenched my heart. Precious, so precious. Within the embrace of someone precious, someone who must have always been all constant to me. It was Maho. I pressed the muzzle of the Kenju to my chest and pulled the trigger. Wait, my chest? Why not the head enemy? Damn, doing it straight in front of Asai-san. Holy shit. No chill. Wait, I probably need to go. Okay, I had to stop here. I really stop here. All right, that's it for today. We're gonna continue again tomorrow for more Sakura Moyu. I hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Upload. Ciao.
出会った日のその白さ、色褪せないまま変わらずに、朝日が髪を撫でて眩しい光散らす。出会った日の思い出を色鮮やかに描くよ。視線がすれ違うたび、高鳴る鼓動を抑えた。初めて触れた指でなぞった名前、心まで染め上げて全てを変えてゆく。春空舞う花びらは過ぎ去った奇跡じゃなく、めくった季節を越えても輝いて、二人の未来を彩るよ。春風吹くこの場所で、懐かしい舞台の上、重ねた想いの数だけ迷わずに、二人で描いてゆこう。新しい物語を。放課後待ち合わせて帰った夕日の色、夜空浮かぶ月のように、君がそばにいてくれた。視線がぶつかるたびに近づくことを数えた。初めて触れた方の震えが今も心まで染め上げて全てを変えてゆく。繰り返す時を幾千も夜を永遠に過ごす。この先もずっと冬の名残払う。風は汚れのない思いのせで飛んでゆく。春空舞う思い出は過ぎ去った奇跡じゃなく、明日へ踏み出す背中をそっと押す。昨日から届く贈り物だよ。春風吹くこの場所で、新しい舞台の上、重ねた手と手をもう二度と離さずに、二人で今歩き出そう。終わらない物語を。